Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to TPSM here on YouTube. Tonight, we've got some high school football for you. In tonight's matchup, the Whitney Wildcats, the visiting team, 3-4 on the year, are playing the home Oak Ridge Trojans, 6-1 so far. So Ethan, why don't we get right to it? What are the keys to the game for Whitney tonight?
For Whitney, you got to get the offense going early. You build momentum and you carry it throughout the rest of the game. Next, you got to account for the Oak Ridge tight ends on every play. They're going to get the majority of the targets tonight with some key players out for the Trojans. And you got to keep the defense off the field, chew up the clock, and force the Trojans to take shots.
And on the Oak Ridge side of things, score on the first drive, have to set the tone for the rest of the night. Run the ball often, help set up the pass, and it keeps the defense honest. You got to make sure that the defense doesn't know what you're expecting and control the tempo of the game. Force Whitney to play on your terms. So for those who don't know, tonight is homecoming here at Oak Ridge, and the Trojans are going to get the ball first. Student section is rocking as per usual. Got a very large crowd on the Oak Ridge side of things.
Always a good turnout for these SFL games.
Yep, now that we're in league play, stakes get a lot higher. We got playoffs on the line, so this is going to be a good game. So kickoff about to get set here. Whitney Wildcats, their kicker is number 71, Jackson Lai, and that ball goes out of bounds, so the Trojans will take the ball from the 35 or the 40, I believe.
Interesting kick to start off the game.
Yeah, probably not what they wanted. You know, you never want to get a penalty on that first kick. But out comes the Trojan offense. Down a couple of starters, Dwight Martin, Sebastian Sutton, notably out for tonight. So we'll have to see what the game plan ends up being. But in any case, senior quarterback Maddox Varela gets set from the shotgun. No one in the backfield, drops back. Firing to the outside, that's his tight end Reisinger. Takes it to about the 39-yard line, and we're underway.
And as we said, they're going to be feeding the tight ends all night.
Thank you. Please excuse the interruption there, folks. But in any case, we're back to football. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 6 from the Trojan 39. Bit of motion, tight end Malloy. And the Trojans hand it off. Up the middle, there's a fumble. Ball is loose. Let's see who gets it. That's a Whitney ball.
Wow.
Trojans cough it up on the first drive.
Fumble by Jake Hall.
Very unusual for him.
Yeah. That's his first all year.
Yeah, he's been absolutely solid. The senior running back and linebacker. He's the hammer, averaging 9.3 yards a carry already on the year.
Yeah. That's just very surprising to come out first drive and give the ball away like that.
Exactly. Second play, really. But in any case, now we get to see the Whitney offense, led by senior quarterback Trevor Hargis. He's had a pretty decent year, 1,191 yards, 63% completion, 7 touchdowns, 5 picks. Struggled with incompletions a bit, but he's going to drop back to pass with pressure. He's going to take it down. That's a strip sack. And Whitney will pick up the ball, still on his feet. This is Datorian Brown, and he will finally get stopped by the Trojans, but not after picking up the first down.
Wow. What a heads-up play by number 2.
So
they
Brown
lose the ball
Law.
for a second, and he turns into a major chunk play.
Absolutely. So the 6'4" wide receiver kept his awareness about him. Datorian Brown Law with a big play. So now we're up to the 25-yard line. Whitney's got 1st and 10. So this Trojan defense has brought pressure all year long. 16.5 sacks coming into tonight. And that one almost. In any case, Hargis will hand it off. Here's the running back, Bickham, with some space, and he will get stopped out of bounds at about the 5. Isaiah Bickham, the senior running back.
Just like our key to the game, Whitney's starting to build some momentum here. Obviously, you have a chance to take some of that back for the Trojans with that strip sack, but
couldn't capitalize.
yeah.
So Bickham, one of the leaders on this team, 469 rush yards as well as 296 receiving yards. So do it all kind of back. It's most of the offense for the Wildcats, and he'll go in motion here. Hargis drops back with pressure again, and they're going to bring him down this time. Trojans make sure to secure it. So that one, a loss of a couple. It'll bring up 2nd and goal. So around the Sierra Foothill League, Del Oro starting off 7-0 this year, and tonight they got a big test against the Folsom Bulldogs at home. So we'll see. We'll give you some score updates on that game, but one to watch for sure. Is Del Oro is a top-ranked team in the nation, number 100, and Bickham takes this one to the outside, finally brought down close to the 3. And they're going to call him down at the 5. So 3rd and goal. Whitney trying to come away with some points here.
Whitney's trying to keep the Trojan defense on their toes. Running a lot of options and motions to start out the game.
Yep. And originally it looked like their game plan was going to be to pass a little more. That's normally what they like to do. They run a similar offense to the Trojans. A lot more passing, though. But tonight it's been mostly runs. Hargis back from the shotgun, takes a snap. He'll pass this one off to the left side and caught and in for a touchdown. That's Phoenix Rose, the cornerback and wide receiver.
Yeah, and this Trojan secondary is just, they're going to get tested tonight. A lot of young guys out there. We'll see how it turns out.
Indeed we will. Rose, a basketball player as well. As a receiver, he has 209 yards and a touchdown on 21 catches heading into today. He'll add another 5 yards and a TD. And we will certainly see him when basketball season rolls around and he comes into the Trojan Arena. So we get a penalty on Whitney. They're going to move the kick backwards a bit. Snap, hold, kick, and barely through. That ball looked like it might have been tipped or miskicked.
Wow.
It barely got by the crossbar. So with that, Whitney up 7-0 here in the first quarter. We'll be back for kickoff in a couple of minutes. So here we go after the Whitney touchdown. We're set for kickoff here. Got Logan Sindler here to kick. And this one, a bit of a squib, and the Trojans will pick it up. Here's Anderson trying to make a move. He'll cut inside with some room. Jaden Anderson.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, can he break two? Almost, but he got up past the 35, so an excellent run from the junior Anderson.
That's exactly what we needed. We needed a spark. Jaden Anderson picks up that ball right before the end zone and almost turns upfield.
Very nearly had that one. And he's certainly got the speed in his time filling in for Sutton so far. We've seen some very explosive plays out of him.
Yeah.
That one no different.
And he broke through a few guys. He had a lot of green grass in front of him.
So the Trojans will get the ball with some excellent field position here to start. Trying to get rid of the mistakes off of the fumble last time. So Varela getting ready. Takes a snap. He's going to pass this one looking outside with pressure. Rolling to his left. He'll take it himself. Gets a bit of a block. Runs out of bounds for about 5 yards. Good heads-up play there from Varela. Notice he didn't have any receivers. Took it himself. So the Trojans 2nd and about 5. Varela hands it off. Up the middle and not much of a gain. That's Caden Koshik this time on the carry. So only gain of 1. That's going to bring up 3rd and 3. Trojans likely going to pass it here, unless they give it to Hall, perhaps. So Varela's got 4 wide and nobody in the backfield. Koshik is still on the field, though. He's lined up in the slot. Varela drops back, firing outside. There's Koshik. He makes the catch for the first down, and the Trojans move the chains. So Jaden Anderson is out for this drive, at least. He's being tended to on the medical bench at the moment.
Yeah.
So we will give you an update on him later. In any case, Trojans jumbo formation, only 1 man wide. Jake Hall in the backfield. He gets the carry with a block and tripped up. He'll gain maybe 1. Student section getting pretty loud over here, and it's now starting to fizzle out. Trojans set up 2nd and 9 after the short gain. Varela drops back with pressure. Oh, and he gets lit up. His helmet is off. And ball is loose.
Wow.
Whoa. He got rocked on that one. But he's up. He's under his own power. He's all right.
Yeah.
At least from here.
His helmet did fly off, so I think that he has to sit out of play.
There is a flag, maybe roughing the passer.
Yeah. But
Yep.
obviously we just hope that he's okay.
Absolutely. Helmet-to-helmet contact is the official ruling. So Trojans will pick up an automatic 1st and 15 yards. And that was, I mean, he was coming at him hard, but, you know, that's not, I don't think he was trying to get the helmet-to-helmet, but that was a bit rough.
Yeah.
But in any case, Trojans are going to get the ball at the 42, Whitney 42, that is. And Varela's still out. He's going to play this one. So good to see. two receivers on the outside, or to the far side, I should say. Owen Bennett, Tyler Guthmiller in the slot.
And they did run 3 tight ends last play. I'd like to see that some more. I think the Trojans have a lot of size and that we can utilize that.
Absolutely. Also notable, John Hayward on the near side, number 3. And Kai Reisinger in at tight end. Officials are
talking to the Whitney coach.
Yep. Maybe arguing with the call. I'm not sure. Can't really tell from here. And now officials are going to talk to Coach Casey Taylor. And are they going to back this up? Still awaiting word here, folks. This is definitely interesting. Got Colton Welsh warming up his arm on the Oak Ridge sideline. So the confusion, spot of the foul is the ruling on the penalty, which means Oak Ridge actually will not pick up a first, so they're going to have 2nd and 3. Well, they're going to run pretty much the same formation here. 3 receivers, a back, and a tight end. Koshik in motion. Varela drops back, firing outside, and overthrows Reisinger. So that'll bring up 3rd down. The Trojans have to make sure this drive does not sputter. And here we go now. Trojans offense ready to go. Bigger formation, couple more tight ends this time. Here's a handoff. Koshik up the middle, and he's got the 1st down yardage. And that'll move the chains for the Trojans. Never mind, that was Jake Hall on the carry, not Caden Koshik. My apologies, folks.
Yeah, they found the rock, and Jake Hall's gonna get it done.
He's having himself a monster year, 503 yards and 11 touchdowns on only 54 carries. Yeah. Talk about efficiency. Officials are going to signal Oak Ridge timeout. So we'll be back once the timeout break is over in about a minute. So here we go, back in Trojan Stadium. Oak Ridge with the ball, 1st and 10 from the 36-yard line. Bit of motion from Kai Reisinger. Varela drops back, rolling, fires. There's Reisinger. He's got plenty of room and can't quite break that tackle, but he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 16-yard line. So Reisinger he's been really Varela's favorite target, 18 catches, paces the team in that regard.
He had a big game against Granite Bay last week.
He did. So vital part of this offense and part of the three-headed tight end attack with Malloy and Edwards. So here we go. Trojans with 2 receivers. No, that's just 1. More tight ends, but this is a handoff. Up the middle and not too all far. That was Koshik. So they'll give him 1 or so. Bring up 2nd and 9.
Trojans get down the field a little bit, and unless there's a turnover, it's almost guaranteed points with Carson Nichols on the team.
Oh, for sure.
He's been electric this year.
Iceman doesn't like to miss.
Yep.
Especially from this close. Varela fakes the handoff, fires. He finds Malloy. Breaking a tackle, Malloy. Can he get across? He can. Breaks another, and that's a Trojan touchdown.
There we go. That's what we needed. Very long drive, but we get it done.
Yep, finally the Trojans put themselves into the end zone off of the back of Gavin Malloy. So pending the extra point, 6-7. And they'll bring in the kicker, Carson Nichols. He has been pretty much automatic.
Yeah.
Kick is up, and it's through right down Broadway. Nichols, once more he does it. So with that, we'll be back for the kickoff in a minute or so. And we're back for kickoff. The Trojans will elect to give it to Alex Hensley, their kickoff specialist. After the touchdown from Gavin Malloy, we're tied at 7 here. Strategy most of the year has been for Hensley to kick it way out. This one going deep is no different. Rose hesitated a little bit, but he did not end up grabbing it. So Whitney will start at the 20-yard line. So Ethan, MLB playoffs are underway.
Yep.
Got some interesting matchups right now. Padres Dodgers.
Yep. Big Giants fan. Obviously don't like either team, but I hate the Padres a little less, and I'm glad that they're winning tonight. But your Yankees, they lost today?
Yeah, Jamison Tyone with the blown game after Nestor Cortez didn't have such a great game. Here's a fumble by Hargis. He's able to pounce on it, but that's going to be a big loss of 10 for the Trojans. But yeah, now the Guardians-Yankees series tied at 1 apiece, heading to Cleveland tomorrow.
Yep.
We'll see what happens.
I don't know. Those first 2 games are critical for a higher-ranked team to lose the second one going, and they have to go to Cleveland. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. Tomorrow, Luis Severino, the pitcher, was the ace back in 2019 before he got injured, so we'll see what happens. But in any case, back to football here. Hargis in the shotgun. He'll take the snap and passing outside. Ball falls incomplete. So Hargis has had a bit of a tough time this year. He's struggled getting all of those receptions in. Struggled with accuracy. That one you can see was at Rose's feet. And his touchdown to interception ratio is a little concerning. Only two interceptions away from being a 1-to-1 ratio, which is not even close to ideal. So here we go. Hargis shotgun again. He'll drop back, firing same direction, and another errant pass.
That's a quick drive for Whitney. Obviously not what you want as the Trojans are trying to lock in.
So another pass to Phoenix Rose, but not even an athlete like Rose can go and jump that high. So now we got the punt team for Whitney. Aiden Kwan is back deep as the returner for the Trojans. Jaden Anderson obviously usually takes this role. Actually, Sutton has it when he's healthy. And this punt is gonna go short, but it'll roll to about the 50. So the Trojans will take over at midfield, and we'll be back in a couple of seconds. And we're back live here at TPSM. Trojans taking over after the 3-and-out from the Wildcats. 3 receivers for the Trojans. 1 man in the backfield, got some motion. Varela hands this one off. Here's Hall. Tries to find the lane, and he will quickly get stopped. Gain of maybe 1. So Whitney doing a really great job shooting the gaps. They're not letting Jake Hall really find any holes and break loose.
And obviously this Trojan run game is a major part of this offense. Probably the most important part, actually.
Absolutely. And no Dwight Martin to replace Hall as the speedy back. So that's definitely hurting him, I think. In any case, Varela, play action, airing it out. Caught over the middle, and finally brought down. That is Reisinger. Kai Reisinger with another big catch. So that'll bring the Trojans up to the 29-yard line. 28, excuse me. So 2 minutes and about 40 seconds now left on the clock here in the first. Bit of a slow one to start.
Yeah. Obviously the Trojans started off the season with that massive shutout streak. But the SFL is a different ballgame.
I agree. Varela dropping back. Fires to the outside. That's a catch. And brought down. That is Malloy.
These Trojan tight ends are dialed in tonight. You love to see it.
Yep. We haven't seen 21 Caleb Edwards yet.
Yeah.
I would expect to see him now that they're in the red zone for sure. So 1st and 10 from the 15. The 16 marked that. Two tight ends, 2 receivers. And handoff here to Koshik. He's got a bit of a hole, but he can't resist the surge of the linebackers.
About 8 Whitney defenders on that tackle.
But Koshik kept the legs moving. So now we got 2nd and 7. Whitney defense plays a lot of cover 4 and a lot of cover 3 in their defense, so they try to limit the pass as much as they can. But Oak Ridge, they've had some success over the middle so far, which is kind of where cover 4 is weak. In any case, Guthmiller in motion, Varela on play action, firing. There's Edwards, and he leaps up and grabs it using that big height, and the Trojans get another touchdown.
Big catch for Caleb Edwards. His first catch of the game, I believe.
Yep.
And it's a big one. Trojans, everything's clicking for them right now. And they go up by a score.
Yep. And Edwards, that is his 6th touchdown catch on the year. He leads the Trojans in receiving touchdowns. He also leads the team in receiving yards coming into tonight, and that's going to add about 10 more. So here's Nichols for the extra point. And what can you say? That one's up and through. So with that, the Trojans up 14-7, and we'll be back for the kickoff in a minute. So we're back here now from Trojan Stadium after the Edwards touchdown.
Yeah, Caleb Edwards, he's just too big. He had about 3 defenders in the area, but he just went up and got that one. I don't know. He's just always going to be a big red zone threat. The only thing that's going to stop him is his hands.
I agree. Had a couple of concentration drops this year, but he secured that one for sure, no doubt. In any case, here are the Trojans. Alex Hensley set to boot it away. That one going back and out of bounds. That's a touchback. So minute remaining here in the first. Whitney will take the ball back. And the Wildcats, they got to get something going here. Hargis has not been on it with his throws tonight. Bickham's had some good runs. Perhaps they go back there.
Yeah, I think right now you have to rely on the run game. Or just short passes to Bickham. Because right now Hargis is just not dialed in.
Yep. Speaking of, Trevor Hargis ready to go. In the shotgun, Bickham on his left. Drops back, looking outside. Rose once more gets another target, and this time he'll come down with it. Gain of about 4.
There we go. I think it's short passes like that that'll build his confidence. And hopefully you just want to keep stacking them up throughout the game.
Yep. Get that confidence flowing. It's the key here, I think. So Whitney dialing up the play call here. We get a tighter formation. 2 tight ends, 2 receivers. Bickham in the backfield. Hargis play action. Screen pass, Bickham's got it, and quickly brought down. Good stop by the Trojans. So clock for the first quarter winding down, and now clock reaches triple zeros. So we'll be back as soon as the second quarter starts. So here we go, back in Trojan Stadium. Trevor Hargis rolling out to his right, firing across to the outside, and that's a catch up to about the 44-yard line, excuse me. That's Aiden Nicholson, the junior wide receiver. On the coverage, Aiden Kwan for the Trojans, number 23. So already we're going to be seeing that matchup, and I think we'll see it even more. So 1st and 10 for the Cats. Hargis takes a snap, hands it off to Bickham, and he won't get too far the Trojan line, and the backers, they stop him pretty short.
Vargas obviously had that slow drive last time, 3 and out, but this drive I feel like they could maybe test the Oak Ridge secondary right now.
Yeah. But at the same time, you still got John Hayward and Caden Koshik roaming the big deep, so you never know. So here's Hargis, takes a snap, hands off to Bickham, and once more, Isaiah Bickham won't go too far.
Yeah, and I'm sure this Trojan D-line knew coming into the game that Bickham would be the focal point of this offense.
Yep.
So, I don't know, maybe spread the ball around.
Not a bad idea. You've certainly got some good receivers on this Whitney team.
Yep, got some good athletes.
For sure. Three receivers to the close side, one on the far. Hargis takes the snap with pressure, and he'll go down. Ball is out, and who's going to get on it? Officials will have to sort this one out. Looks like the Trojans might have got there first. And they do. The strip sack for Oak Ridge, and they will quickly get the ball back.
There we go. Trojans looking different right now. Started off a little bit slow, but now everything's just clicking for them.
Yep, they look really good. The defense, the line especially. Lights out football.
Offenses look better. And shout out to the special teams. That's some big returns. Obviously some good kickoffs, and Carson Nichols
He's automatic.
Yep.
So the Trojans setting up. Varela with 2 tight ends, 2 receivers, and 1 man in the backfield. Dropping back, firing deep. He's got Edwards, and pass interference. Looks like Whitney pushed Edwards, if I had to guess. So I think this one's going to be going up quite a bit. Yep, pass interference on Whitney. That'll be a spot of the foul call. The Trojans will get it in the red zone off of 1 play.
I like that. Varela's putting some faith into Caleb Edwards. He obviously knows that he's going to make those contested catches. So
he's a machine. You know, in the NFL, there's a stereotype. Basketball players play tight end. Well, I mean, it holds true.
Yep. And he is just a sophomore.
Exactly. That's the biggest thing. Caleb Edwards, what a player. Varela takes a snap, fires quickly to the outside. Here's Hayward. Breaks 1 tackle, can't quite get past another one, up to about the 11. So that'll bring up 2nd and about a yard. So Hayward, he's got that speed. We saw it in preseason. We've seen it a couple of times. Couldn't quite break free on that one. I think if he did, he had some green grass.
And he's just an athlete. Like a lot of these guys, they're just shifty, and a lot of them play multiple sports, whether that's wrestling or track or basketball.
Yep. Varela's going to hand this one off to Koshik. He'll get 1st down yardage and a little more, up to about the 8-yard line. So now we're going to have 1st and goal for the Trojans on the south end zone now for the first time. Reisinger and Malloy closer to the home side, but Malloy in motion now. Varela drops back, hands it off to Hall with a bit of room. He's got the speed, and no, he's going to get stopped and pushed out of bounds at about the 3. So almost a touchdown there, but that's going to bring up 2nd and 2. I would not be surprised if we see another run.
Yeah, just a lot of options for the Trojans here.
And looks like quick play, Trojans with a run, and they're gonna call it short. Inches away, really, past the 1, not to the goal line though. Looked like Hall couldn't quite get that one all the way through. So that'll bring up 3rd and very short. Would not be surprised if we get another run.
Yeah.
Trojans, big formation, handoff, Hall. Did he get over? Yes, he did. Jake Hall, another running touchdown. And the Trojans will take a 2-score lead.
The Trojans are just too physical right now. Just barreling through the D-line. And on defense, they're just getting through the O-line.
Yep. Domination in the trenches, you know, that's what wins football games. We see it at the NFL level, we see it in college, and we're seeing it here. So now Iceman Nichols to kick the extra point. Snap, hold, kick. Right down Broadway, folks. And that'll get the score 21-7, and we'll be back for kickoff in about 30 seconds. So here we go in Trojan Stadium. Got another kickoff after the Jake Hall rushing touchdown. Trojans up by 14 here. Alex Hensley ready to go with the kickoff. Kick is away, it is high, and that's gonna be caught. Here's Bickham, sticks his foot to the ground and gets around. A bit of a move there, a bit of a hurdle, but finally brought down just shy of the 25.
Pulled out every move in his bag on that play. He was cutting, jumping.
Looked like somebody was controlling a Madden player.
And then he gets to the 24-yard line. So.
Yep, 24-yard line. That will be the starting point of the Whitney drive. Looking for at least something. They got to get some points here. They got to keep it close. So 3 wide, 2 in the backfield. Bickham in motion. Hargis with pressure on the screen pass, and no good, intended for Lorenzo Young. So incompletion stops the clock and gives us 2nd and 10. So interesting thing for Whitney, their point differential is minus 53 on the year. They've only scored 110 points and they've allowed 163. So not ideal, but a lot of that you can contribute to their loss last week against Folsom where they lost 55-7. In any case, Hargis scrambling. He'll finally throw it kind of at the feet of Bickham He just threw that one away, really. So that's 3rd and 10 now. And Whitney, they might stall yet another drive
Yeah,
here.
Whitney can really not afford to just fizzle out again. Big drive. Trojans have like all the momentum right now.
2 straight incompletions. They have not moved the ball from the 24-yard line. Hargis has to dial something up. He's got 4 receivers, and he'll drop back, rolling out to his right. Quick throw, and bobbled, nearly picked. That is Brown Law, the intended target. 3 straight incompletions.
Yeah.
3 and out for Hargis and the Cats, so they'll send out the punt unit.
Yeah. It looked pretty good first drive. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, they scored first. That's about all they've done.
It's a lot of missed opportunities. Obviously, missing some wide open guys.
So Aiden Kwan once more back to return for the Trojans. Had 1 punt return, but he did not touch the ball. He let it just die. And we got a flag on the play, but deep punt, fair catch. Oh, and Kwan bobbles it. I think he jumped on it, though. Yep, Trojans will secure the ball, but we've got a flag. False start on Whitney. So they're going to enforce that, I believe, at the end of the play. So we're still waiting for the officials, and Oak Ridge will decline the false start, and they'll keep the ball where it is. Why bother redoing the kick when you already got pretty good field positioning? So Oak Ridge still in the huddle. Coach Taylor talking up his guys, trying to get everybody set. And here come the Trojans. 7 minutes and 20 seconds left here in this second quarter. 3 receivers, a tight end, and Jake Hall in the backfield. Varela will drop back. And firing over the middle, that's Reisinger with a big catch and a low tackle, but he doesn't care. He'll get plenty of yards.
Good throw by Varela. Threads the needle through a few defenders there. That's what you love to see.
He is just, he's elevated his game so much from last year. I mean, he's making all the throws. He's really attacking over the middle.
Yeah.
He loves throwing to Reisinger like we saw there, and they're just getting it done.
And you can see the confidence.
100%. Same formation for the Trojans. Varela will drop back again, throwing to the outside, and caught at about the 30. That's Guthmiller on the catch. And he's going to get about 4. So that'll be at the 31-yard line. Varela jogging back to the huddle with the play. 2nd and 6 from the 31-yard line. Two receivers on the close side, one to the far. Varela dropping back, rolling out to his right with some pressure. He'll throw it deep, and oh, nearly had Hayward, and we're gonna get a flag. I think that might be pass interference.
Yep.
Hayward almost had it. I think if he leaped, he probably could have grabbed that ball, but maybe not. Any case, officials are getting the penalty.
Yeah, and he was getting dragged down a little bit. But then again, you see the trust of Varela and his receivers. Rolls out, extends the play, and just airs it out.
He's got chemistry with all of them. It's not just Sutton or it's not just Risinger. It's everybody. He can throw to everybody, no problem. So the penalty will end up bringing the Trojans to about the 21-yard line. 1st and 10. 6 minutes on the clock. Varela takes a snap. Firing to the end zone and almost comes down with it. That's Hayward. Just couldn't quite get it. But you like the risk taking there. That was a good shot, corner of the end zone.
Just a better play by number 18, Frank.
Three receivers again. Side end and Koshik in the backfield. Varela will drop back. Firing short. There's Koshik. Breaks off. One tackle. And can't get past another one. So short gain on 2nd down. So that'll bring up 3rd. 3rd and 8 from the 14. Trojans will bring in 3 tight ends. Guthmiller and Hayward are out. Malloy, Edwards, and Risinger are in. And Edwards, isolation on the close side. Bennett wide out. And Malloy and Risinger in line. Varela, he's going to scramble for this one. No. Yes, finally. And an angry run. Does he get the first? I don't think so. He's out at about the 7. No, make that the 8. So not quite. 4th and 2 at the 8, and the Trojans are going to leave the offense on the field.
I like this call. Obviously, if you send Carson Nichols out there, he's going to make it, but I don't know. I like the risk taking. You have a lot of weapons, and they've shown that they can make plays, so why not?
Here we go. Guthmiller with some motion. Varela will roll out to his left with a lot of pressure. Fires, back corner of the end zone. That's a catch. Yes, sir. The Trojans get another touchdown.
Is that Owen?
Is it?
Oh, it is!
Owen Bennett!
OBJ Bennett! There we go!
Yes,
First touchdown of the year, let's go! There we go!
Oh my goodness.
Let's go!
For those who don't know, Owen Bennett is a very good friend of ours. We've been waiting all year for him to get a touchdown.
Let's go!
We're very excited. And Carson Nichols gets the extra point for sure.
Whoa.
What a
a
touchdown.
play!
So we'll be back when the kickoff happens. So we're back here from Trojan Stadium. Apologize if that ruptured your eardrums a little bit.
I'm still recovering from that.
We're
what
still
a play.
incredibly stoked. A great route by Bennett, and back corner of the end zone. He makes sure he got that for sure.
Oh, I thought that was Caleb Edwards out there.
It looked like it, but no. Bennett with the big play.
Wow.
So Trojans up 28-7. Under 5 minutes left here in the second. So here's the kick from Hensley. And caught. And bit of a run up to about the 20 for the Trojans are in on the tackle. So Phoenix Rose there with the return, showing off some speed. So Whitney will start the ball at the 22-yard line. So here's Hargis and the Cats offense ready to go. Bickham's in the backfield, doesn't matter, dropping back, firing to the outside, incomplete.
The Trojans just have absolutely all the momentum there. To come out 4th down and get that big touchdown right there, they gotta be dejected right now.
That's some big trust. So 2nd and 10. Wildcats ready to go. 3 receivers. And Hargis drops back, hands it off to Bickham, and he goes down. Looks like maybe a loss of 1 or so.
Trojans are rolling right now. With the Trojan defense, when it rains, it pours, and they're pouring it on Whitney right now.
Yep, this looks like it's the early season against Vacaville and Pittman, Pleasant Valley, all those opponents for the Trojans. You got a similar vibe right now. So 3rd and 12, Hargis from the 21. Takes a snap, looking, he's got pressure, and Hargis will go down.
Wow.
The Trojan line gets there once more.
Trojan line on 2 straight plays there, just dominating.
So the punt unit will once again come out deep in Whitney territory. They're struggling right now. They got to get something going. Hargis, perhaps it's time for a change in quarterback?
Maybe.
I believe the only other QB on the roster is Logan Sindler.
Number 29.
It's an odd number for a quarterback.
Yeah.
I think he plays multiple positions. I believe he's a kicker as well.
He does have a touchdown on the year.
So in any case, here's the punt from Whitney. And a bit short. Trojans are just going to let it go. Wildcats, they'll let it roll a bit more, and finally, they'll touch it. So, ball's down at about the Trojan 46. So, under 3 minutes to go before halftime. We'll be back in a few minutes. And we're back. Under 3 minutes to go for the Trojans. They'll get the ball at their own 46 to start this one. 28-7 your current score. 1st and 10 here. Varela play action with time. Firing deep. And nearly has it. That is Hayward. Oh, no, that's Gavin Malloy, excuse me. Not quite. Just a little overthrown.
Yeah, and all the Trojan fans here were holding their breath and that ball was in the air. That would have been a touchdown.
Yep. So now that'll bring up 2nd and 10. Trojans bringing on a couple more receivers. Malloy and Edwards will head to the sideline, as do Hall and Connor Dasman. Trojans set up in 11 personnel. Varela drops back. Looking, he's got some pressure, steps up. He'll take it himself. He's got nothing but green grass, and he'll finally be run out of bounds at about the 35.
He was moving on that one.
Yeah, Varela showcasing that speed. And moves the chains in a big way for the Trojans here. 13-yard pickup.
Yeah, Trojan receivers have been dangerous tonight, so gives Varela some room to run.
So now Edwards and Malloy are back, while Bennett and Reisinger will take the sideline. So 1st and 10, clock running. Got 2 minutes now. Trojans from the 35. And we got some movement and a penalty. False start on Oak Ridge. So that one will move back 5 yards. We'll get 1st and 15. So now ball will rest at the 40-yard line. Clock stops with the penalty. And Varela jogs out, got the play. Trojans will line up. Two tight ends, two receivers, one man in the backfield. Varela drops back. Looking over the middle, that's a catch from Edwards and almost breaks that tackle, but gets up to the 20-yard line. So that's 3 catches now for Edwards tonight.
Yeah. All with like multiple defenders on him.
Yup.
I feel like he's better with like multiple defenders because he doesn't have to think.
Maybe that's
uses
that
size.
basketball nature coming in. You've already got guards on you, especially when you're in the paint as a center. Got to get used to it. So perhaps that's a factor. And Varela will hand this one off to Hall. Can't quite break a tackle, but he'll plow through a couple. So now we've got 2nd and 7 after the run. Plenty of people in the student section, as you saw. 1 minute left for half. Varela rolling out to his right, firing across the right side of the field, intended for Hayward, no good. So 3rd and 7 now from the 17 for the Trojans. So Varela jogging back, he's got the play now. What will the Trojans do here? Three receivers, and we're gonna get a timeout. Timeout by the Trojans, so we'll be back when that break is over. And here we go after the timeout break. Trojans with the ball at the 17-yard line. 3rd and 7 here. Bit of a bunched formation. Interesting to see what they're going to do here. Varela dropping back with
he's
pressure.
got Bennett.
He's heaving one deep, and looks like it was contested. Rose and Bennett both went up for it. Nobody came down with it.
Yeah.
So nearly another touchdown pass to Bennett, but a bit too much of a heave. Perhaps if Varela threw it to the back corner a little more.
Yeah, he would have been golden in the back of the end zone, but the ball just pops up a little bit.
Excellent job by the corner, though, for sure, making an athletic play. Well, that's going to bring out Carson Nichols and the field goal team.
Yeah, worst comes to worst, you have one of the best kickers in the nation, Carson Nichols.
Carson's kick is up, and it is through. So that's 3 more for the Trojans, 31-7. Trojans have built quite the lead, so we'll be back for kickoff in about 30 seconds. And we're back. Under 40 seconds left in the first half. Trojans about to send the ball away. Alex Hensley getting set. Too deep for the Cats. Hensley's kick is booming, but it'll stay in at the 1. Here's Bickham with some speed, and he'll get brought down just past the 20, about the 23-yard line, I would say. So now, Whitney Wildcats trying to get something going before the half ends. Need to score some points here.
Yeah. They only got 29 seconds, but you're down a lot, so you got to make something happen, I think.
Coming up at halftime, we will have our homecoming royalty celebrations, so we will make sure you stay tuned in. And Bickham swallowed up on that handoff. Clock is going to roll. Nobody taking a timeout here.
Yeah, Trojan D-line's been electric. I feel like I've seen Connor Dasman on the ball every play. Just a great way for the Trojans to end this half and just have a great homecoming game.
Yep. And before the half ends, if you want to join us here at TPSM, make sure you scan that QR code below. Sports broadcasting, that's what we are. We are not the only team at TPSM. We have photography, videography, graphic design, social media, finance, plenty of other teams. Scan the QR code if you have a student interested, or if you are an interested student, we'd love to have you. Scan that QR code. And with that, we will head into halftime, so we'll be back for the halftime ceremonies. case you could not hear that announcement, your senior homecoming king and queen Taran Patel and Faith Ona. Congratulations to both of those seniors. So with that, we will leave the microphone on for the rest of the performances. We've got band, dance, and cheer. So we'll be back to bring you the second half after the extended halftime. Welcome back here to TPSM, live from Trojan Stadium. Special guest appearance, we've got Nico Horning. I can't seem to get rid of this guy. But all jokes aside, Nico, how's it going?
You can't get rid of me. I mean, I've been hearing that for the past 6 months now. Even during the summer, people just cannot get rid of me coming back to this high school. But we are here for a obvious reason tonight. My friend Bryce Baser passed away on Wednesday evening, and I was happy to be able to fly back from New York and see him on Wednesday. But yeah, he's inspired a lot of people, and his fight was tremendous. Went over a year with cancer and meant a lot to the community, obviously to the baseball team, and all of his classmates and friends here in El Dorado Hills appreciated him, and the Baser family as well. So we're hoping for the best, and we will always love Bryce, and he's one of my great buddies and always will be.
Yeah, so glad that we had the opportunity to meet him. I had a class with Bryce, such an amazing young man, intelligent, funny, caring. I mean, really can't speak highly enough of Bryce. And
yeah, he brought a certain energy, I would say, and passion to what he was doing into everyone's life, no matter whether it was on the baseball field or just out in the community or doing certain activities. He was always the most competitive, being the last one to quit. Taught me a lot about confidence, both on the field and off the field, just going about yourself every day, and I'm very, very appreciative I got to spend the last several years with him.
Yeah, and all of us here at CPSM, our hearts go out to the Baser family, our thoughts, our prayers. They're such a big part of this community, especially here in El Dorado Hills at Oak Ridge. We're deeply saddened. But
yes, and Coach Baser is one of the JV baseball coaches here at Oak Ridge, and he's been one of the huge baseball members in the community all the way from Little League on up. And everyone knows the Basers, everyone appreciates the Basers, and great family. So,
yeah,
gone through a lot the past year, but we had a wiffle ball tournament a couple of weeks ago that I probably came on this mic and talked about, and it was very successful. Everyone came out and supported, and we had a great home run derby and competitive wiffle ball day with 16 teams, and Bryce was able to come out there and
big sack there from the Trojans.
yeah, Bryce was able to come out there and support and watch some baseball and some wiffle balls, so he had a great time, and just doing whatever activities we can with him over the past years, with our friend group. It's been very successful, so yeah.
So thank you, Nico Summer, for joining us. Good to see you again, my friend.
Charlie, great to see you. Keep doing the great work, and I believe we have a debut coming up next.
We do. Logan Takeo, he's going to debut as color commentator here in the third quarter. So Logan, one of the new members here at TPSM. He's a freshman. So Logan, happy to have you here, my friend.
Thank you.
So that pass airs out deep, but to no avail. That was Trevor Hargis. So with that, we're going to get 4th and 6 now, back to the football action from Whitney, about to punt away. Trojan deep man Aiden Kwan.
They have not really been punting to him tonight at all. They've been either kicking it on the ground or away from him. So I don't think they're going to kick to him here.
Yeah, it's a fair point. I like it. And there's a snap. And ball going up. And bounces at about the 49 of the Trojans and then goes out of bounds. So Trojans will get it at roughly midfield.
Yeah.
So Logan, you were correct about that. They didn't really want to punt it to Quan. He's dangerous with the ball in his hands.
He really is.
So with that, we're going to get the Trojan offense once more as they come out of the huddle. And starters are still in. Varela at the helm, as per usual.
Think soon, if they score a touchdown or two here, think they'll take out their starters soon.
Probably don't want to have that injury risk, especially already a decently banged up team. Sutton and Martin, big losses as we get a handoff to Hall that goes nowhere.
But you also are so close to the playoffs. You don't want to get injuries right now.
Exactly.
At all time. If of all the times, you don't want it to be now.
Very much so. So it's been a scoring bonanza, really, for the Trojans. A couple of passing touchdowns, I believe 3 for Varela, a couple rushing touchdowns as well, 31-7. Whitney scored on their opening drive after the fumble by the Trojans, but other than that, it has been relatively quiet for the Cats offense. And here come the Trojans. Varela on second down. Drops back, firing to the outside. That's a catch. And that's John Hayward on the outside.
It's a good catch right by the sideline by Hayward.
So we talked about this a bit last week, but this Trojan team, they're so much more cohesive this year than they were last year. 3-7 last year, but 6-1 already. Looking like trending towards 7-1. Such a big difference having Coach Taylor here a whole year now, and Varela being in place as the starter.
I think that could definitely change a team right there, though. Having like an unquestioned QB and a head coach who's in his first full year.
Very much. And that's going to be a flag encroachment on the defense. So Trojans will get a free first down. That was 3rd and short. Now we get 1st and 10. They're going to spot it at the 37 of Whitney. Jay Call is out. Caden Koshik in at running back.
You just hope he's okay.
I'm sure he is. Just a bit of a substitution.
Yeah, just a bit of a rest for a second, probably. That's what it is.
Varela talking to his tight ends. Maybe calling an audible here. All of his linemen. And looks like we got some movement up front. Varela with a free play. And screen pass, Koshik, incomplete. No flags, though. Looked like perhaps Whitney moved early. I think Varela might have gone in looking for a hard count, trying to throw off the Whitney defense.
I definitely think he was going for a hard count, and I think I did see some movement there.
So now 2nd and 10 from the 37. 8 minutes and 17 seconds exactly left. 3 receivers wide for the Trojans. 1 man in the backfield. Varela drops back, looking with time over the middle, caught. And with a bit of a move, there's Hayward. Takes it up past the 20 to about the 17-yard line.
That's the second time that Hayward's made a catch this drive. And that time he had a little, what I'd like to call run after catch.
There you go, using the big terminology. I love it. So 1st and 10 inside the red zone now for the Trojans. They officially spot the ball at the 18. So Hayward and Bennett are out to the far side. Tight ends in line. Malloy and Reisinger, those 2 guys, they motion. Handoff to Hall. Finds a bit of a hole. Breaks 1 tackle and can't quite get 2. But we got a flag on the play. Looks like this is going to go against the Trojans.
Jay Cole has been amazing, though, this year. He's been insane. He can almost break the first tackle on any given day.
Especially with this improved Trojan line, he's proved incredibly deadly.
You can't just send one person at him and expect to tackle him. That's not going to happen.
Not at all. Many nicknames here. PA guys call him the Diesel. I like to call him the Hammer. I think it's a little more suiting, that bruising style of play.
Yeah.
As we get a false start penalty on the Trojans. Now we got 1st and 15 here on the 23. Trojans still in the huddle here. And finally starting to form. Varela in the shotgun, 2 receivers, 2 tight ends, 1 back. And handoff, here's Hall running around the outside. And another flag on this play. Geez, we got ourselves a yellow fest.
There definitely has been a lot of flags on this possession.
So this one looks like maybe on the Trojans here.
They're walking backwards. I think it's on the Trojans.
Yep, holding on the Trojan. That's 2 consecutive penalties, and that's going to set up first and very long.
This just makes it a lot harder for the team to get a touchdown, is all these penalties. Especially because you only have 3 plays to do it. You have 3 plays to get 30 yards. Unless there's another penalty, obviously.
Right. So that's going to bring up, boy, it's third and very long. Officially, it's 25.
Ooh, looks like it's first. Might be first.
So.
Or does that say third?
Trojans have it at the 33 now. Bennett on the close side, Guthmiller and Hayward out deep. No one in the backfield for Varela. He's going to roll out to his right. Looking, fires, and that's going to be a catch on the far sideline. John Hayward once more.
That's the 3rd time he's done that. That's the 2nd time he's done a little toe tap on that sideline. Same sideline twice. He's got some good hands and some good reaction time.
That is, couldn't be stated better. John Hayward, one of the best receivers on this team. Sure hands, and he's got lightning speed. Had the pleasure playing flag football with him. Man, he was a monster, I will say. Caught everything. Always was open. Remember throwing a couple of big touchdown passes to him. Those were fun. Anyways.
He's just so fast. It's hard to cover him.
2nd and 12 here. Varela drops back.
A little
bit of pressure. Scrambling to his right.
Snap. Oh my.
And he'll take it himself, and he'll get it for maybe a couple yards. Bring up likely 3rd and 10.
That's still a.
I'm gonna get out of here, dude. It's my parents.
I think that was a good play because
Sorry for the interruption, but back here now, 3rd and 11. Trojans in a big spot here. Under 7 minutes to go here in this 3rd quarter. Varela will drop back. Looking, scrambling, he'll take it himself. He's got nothing but green. Gets the first down and taken down. Actually, this may be close.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a close. It might be 4th and inches, or it could be 4th and 10. 1st and goal. I mean, it would be 1st and goal if it got the first down.
Right. So let's see. They are gonna rule it 4th and inches, maybe a yard, but
if I'm the coach right here, I'm either QB sneaking or running it with Hall.
well, they're leaving the offense in. Here comes Varela.
I would just QB sneak it. I mean,
Yeah.
you're inches away from the first down marker.
He's got the speed, and they're gonna get to a Hall, and I think he's got that yardage. Yes, sir. Jake Hall, first down, and the Trojans once again knocking on the goal line. So the Trojans with a renewed set of downs. Got at the 7 here. Looking to capitalize once more. This air attack has been pretty spectacular. Varela hasn't missed too many throws. It's been common all year. Student section, diminished numbers, but they're still loud. As Varela rolling out, firing. He's got an open man. Caught, but is it? No, not a touchdown, just shy.
I think the student section is always really loud. They're great at that. They always show out. Even at the Folsom game, they showed out till the end.
Yeah. So yeah, student section, they've been really great. And Connor Dasman, the defensive end, gets the catch on that one. Can't quite get a score. Trojans heavy formation. Hall up the middle, and that's a Trojan touchdown.
Great call right there by the coach. I mean, I would definitely agree with that. He's so good that if it's 1 yard, you should go for it.
Practically a guarantee when you put Jake Call at the goal line.
Yes, pretty much.
So with that, the Trojans take a even greater lead as they send in Carson Nichols for the extra point attempt.
This guy's been like one of the best kickers in the state of California this year.
And Iceman's kick is up and good. So with that, the Trojans have a 38-7 lead. So we'll be back after the kickoff in about 30 seconds. And we're here for kickoff. Alex Hensley of the Trojans boots this one away. Back, and Bickham will decide to leave it. That's the touchback. So Whitney will get the ball from the 20. Haven't done a whole lot with it in pretty much all of their drives.
They haven't done a whole lot since their first drive when Hall fumbled, that is very rare for him.
Absolutely, that's
Don't
his
think
first.
I've seen him do that all year.
So Trojan defense getting set. They love that cover 2 and cover 3 formations. So they've been locked down on the Whitney receivers tonight. Let's see if that changes. Here's Hargis and Co. 4 receivers. Drops back. No. That's a handoff and swallowed up. Bickham goes nowhere.
This run defense tonight has just been great. They've been stuffing everything that the Wildcats are throwing at them.
Yeah, credit this defensive line. They're always good. Oak Ridge always has a good defensive line, but this year they look even better in my opinion. They've been stuffing the run all year and getting a whole lot of sacks.
Yep, and then when they end up passing it, there's a very good chance it gets picked because we got good corners too.
Exactly. Despite the corner injuries, Quan and
Sutton. Right?
No, Sutton's not
Sutton's
playing.
not a corner.
But Quan and Co. have been doing great so far tonight. Harg is scrambling and can't find his intended target. That's Lincoln Pfeiffer, the senior who is the leading receiver on this Whitney squad. He has not really seen any catches tonight. That was his first target all night, I believe.
Yeah, no, I don't think he's been targeted all night. I haven't heard his name.
Yeah, it's an indication when your best guy isn't getting the ball, you know something's wrong.
Yep.
So 4 minutes and about 20 seconds left here. 3rd and 9. And nope, we're going to get a timeout. So we will be back as soon as the timeout is over. So here we are back after the timeout. Whitney, 3rd and 9. Hargis tries to find Bickham. No, not Bickham, excuse me. That's Pfeiffer who gets his first catch. But it is going to be a bit short. So 4th and about 3 now.
Good throwing catch right there. That diving catch was great.
So, yep, 4th and 3 from the 27. Whitney, dire straits here. They got to get something. Need the first down conversion. If not, turnover on downs. Hargis from the shotgun. He's got 4 guys ready to catch the ball. Drops back a little farther. And this was a fake punt from Hargis. And a fake 4th down conversion, I guess you could call it. Anyways, what matters is the Wildcats punt. It goes out about the Trojan 45. So that's where they will start the ball with.
I've never really seen that besides when Ben Roethlisberger did it a couple years ago.
Very good reference, yep. It's very rare you see a disguised go-for-it attempt on 4th. It's the other way around normally. In any case, here are the Trojans. Varela hands it off. Here's Hall. Finds a bit of room. Hall with a stiff arm. He's got a first down. Jake Hall with some speed. Down past the 20. Jake Hall past the 10. And looks like he'll get out of bounds at about the 12. Great run from Jake Hall.
As I said, he's got speed, he's got strength. He's probably the best running back on this team besides Martin.
Yep. Have to agree. I couldn't agree more, really. I mean, his averaging 9.3 yards a carry. That's absurd.
Which is crazy.
Exactly.
That's like a first down every 2 plays.
Exactly, yes.
And you're almost getting a first down every play.
Right.
Which makes it easy.
In any case, jumbo package for the Trojans. Lots of tight ends. Another run. And this time it's Koshik. And good gain. He'll get about 8. So 2nd and short. I'll rule it 4. No, 7. So 2nd and 3. A 7-yard pickup. Under 3 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter.
I think if I'm the coach right here, I would do a little play action, maybe slant.
I like it.
End zone.
Handoff.
Looks like they're going to...
Hall up the middle. Can he break? No. Almost had it, but he'll get the first down for sure.
Back to what I was saying. He's just so good. 2nd best running back on this team besides Dwayne Martin, who's out tonight.
So now Trojans with a 1st and goal opportunity. Caden Koshik instead of Jake Hall on this snap. Also notable, Caleb Edwards is in. Varela hands it off. Koshik, and nowhere to go. Whitney gets home right quick.
That run defense is crazy on Whitney right there. They just stuffed that within seconds.
So now Jake Hall will come back into the game, replacing Koshik. Likely going to get a goal line carry here, if I had to take a wild guess.
I would agree. I mean, if you're on the goal line, give it to Hall and he'll go in.
There's no better option. So Hall in the backfield. Bennett, the only receiver. He's on the far side. Bunch of tight ends. And play action. Varela rolling out. Firing. Back corner for Bennett and too high. So that's going to bring up 3rd and goal for the Trojans.
I think that was a good play call, though. Kind of having him go to the back of the end zone to where it's either out of bounds or our guy gets its touchdown.
Right. And Bennett, he looked decently open. He wasn't as open as he's been on that play, but he has served very admirably in the absence of Sutton and Anderson now. So Owen Bennett doing his job very well with a touchdown earlier in the game. Couple more targets.
He seems to be being targeted a lot tonight, more than usual.
Yeah, for
Like
sure.
I said, probably because Sutton is out.
Varela dropping back, firing over the middle. Guthmiller, bounces off his hands. He had that slant route touchdown for sure if he catches that ball.
Again, I think it's a good play call by coach. He was not open, but there was no one behind him, so no one in front of him. So if he throws it over the defender's head, it's basically either a catch, like I said last play, catch or to the ground.
Yep.
You
Very
don't want
good.
it to be a pick. That's the one thing you do not want on 3rd and goal.
So the Trojans will elect not to go for it on 4th. They're going to send in the Iceman, Carson Nichols. Looking to put up 3 more. That
Yeah.
one's up
He got
and through. Trojans are up 41-7, and we'll be back to bring you kickoff in about 30 seconds. So here we go. The Trojans set to kick off after the touchdown, or not the touchdown, excuse me, the extra point. Oh boy, the field goal from Carson Nichols. I'm not on my A game tonight, folks. But that one is a touchback, and Whitney will get it at the 20-yard line. So
Again.
Logan, one of the interesting points, Trevor Hargis, the quarterback for Whitney, came into tonight with a 63.1% completion, and he's throwing a ton of incomplete passes tonight.
Yeah. He seems to be throwing a lot, and a lot of them are falling to the ground.
Yep. Some have been off target, some have just been batted away, but hasn't been on point, and he's going to hand this one off. Quickly swallowed up.
Like I said, it might just be compliments to this defense. Secondary is great. Run defense is great. D-line is great.
Yep, absolutely. So, clock rolling. We're under a minute left to go here in the 3rd. Whitney's got it 2nd and 11 from their own 19-yard line.
I think if I'm coach right here, I'm passing it. It seems like run is not working. It's getting stuffed out almost every time.
Yep, got to try something. So
Yep.
here's Hargis, and this one, handoff to Bickham. Breaks a bit of a tackle, but doesn't go too all far. So 3rd and going to be 3rd and long still.
And that looks like it could bring us to the end of the 3rd quarter. Maybe.
Maybe. So under 10 seconds now. Looks like we're going to let the clock expire here in Trojan Stadium. So got 2, 1, and buzzer. So with that, we'll be back for 4th quarter action. Logan, Takeo, thank you so much for being here as the color analyst. Excellent debut, and we hope to see some more from you. Thank you, Logan.
Thank you, Charlie, for giving me a chance at this.
Of course. So we'll be back for the 4th quarter in a couple minutes. And looks like we've got some festivities here. The Trojans come up with an interception on the first play of the fourth. Officials are going to figure this one out, but joining me now, Mason Johnson, color analyst. Mason, how's it going?
Pretty good, Charlie. Thank you for asking.
Of course. So, interesting play here. Let's see what the ruling is. And that looks like the offensive unit to me for Oak Ridge. Nope, I don't think so. I think it's still 3rd and 10. Oh, never mind. Oak Ridge ball. Geez, it took a while with that call. So now that'll bring out Trojan offense. So let's see. They might elect to rest the starters here. I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, a ball like this, you just gotta take care of their energy, take care of their health, most importantly.
So 1st and 10 from the 21-yard line for Oak Ridge. Great field positioning here. So now Colton Welsh will take over at quarterback. Varela will officially head to the bench. His night is done, but not without getting multiple touchdowns and leading this Trojan offense to fly high. Welsh hands it off, and around here is Nolan King. So King with a big gain of about 8. So we've got 2nd and 2 now.
And that was King's first rushing yards of the night.
Yep, and he made the most out of those yards, I would say. So now Austin Norris is the man in the backfield for the Trojans. Welsh hands off. Norris up the middle with a bit of room and down to about the 2.
King was able to set the tone for his teammate Norris, and Norris was able to return the favor.
So now they'll switch off once again. King back in. Welsh coming in with the play call. Trojans are at about the 2. 1st and goal now. Trojans have a couple of wide outs, and they're going to hand it off. And a bit of a trip up. Does King have it? No, he's going to be stopped short. So 2nd and goal. Norris is in this time.
I expect another Trojans run here to power it into the end zone.
Okay, take over.
Now Norris takes it in for 6. Extends that Trojan lead. Nichols' kick is up, through the uprights, and good. .41 game, 41-point lead for the Trojans.
After the Trojan touchdown, we got 48-7 now. And Alex Hensley and co. ready to kick the ball away. Hensley boosts this one away. And returnable. Here's Bickham. Puts his foot in the ground, turning to the right side of the field with some speed, and he'll get it to about the 20. Andrew Strutz is the man to tackle Bickham. So now Whitney will get the ball at their own 20. 9 minutes and 47 left here in the fourth quarter.
If you're the Wildcats here, you just want to see like what you can get in this this blowout.
So here's Hargis and Co. trying to get things done. Bit of motion, handoff, Bickham around the outside with some speed, and near the first down, he will finally be brought down. And this one off to the outside, and we're gonna get a flag after the play. Waiting for the official ruling here. And this one's gonna go against the Trojans. Face mask, so that's a 15-yarder and first down for Whitney.
Tough call on the Trojans defense. They thought they were able to bring him down cleanly, but the flag said nope.
So now Whitney in the huddle, getting ready with the play. Finally have been able to move the ball a bit. Bit of motion, and now run up the middle, down for about a 9-yard gain. That's Lorenzo Young.
Pretty good run up the gut for on the west side for the Wildcats offense.
So quarterback change, this is Logan Sindler in at the helm. Sindler under center here. Pitches outside, here's Young, and he's gonna get stopped for a loss. The Trojan line way ahead of him. So that brings it back 3rd and 4, I would say. So nice look at the nationally ranked cheer team out there on the sideline.
Very good year for that cheerleading squad.
3rd and 4. Sindler airing it out. That's picked off by Wengel. Andrew Wengel, number 13, with a big return past the 47. And I think that's where he'll end up going out of bounds.
Textbook read by Wengel, and just very rough break for the Wildcat offense. I mean, with the ball like this, they really wanted to see what they could muster up on that drive.
So we've got 6 minutes and 30 seconds left. And officials there discussing a flag here. Looks like possibly we could call this back. officials still discussing this one. And I think we have a ruling now finally. Looks like penalty on the Trojans. I think this is going to be after the return, though. So roughing the passer, it looks like, on Oak Ridge. So the interception might be negated here.
Tough call on the Trojans defense. They thought they had that turnover, and then the flag just sent them back on defense. Very unfortunate.
So looks like we're going to get movement of the sticks, if I had to guess. And 2 penalties officially. Looks like we had roughing the passer and some sort of illegal block, I think. So now we've got 1st and 10 from the 32 for the Wildcats. So Sindler and the Cats ready to go after the big penalty boost. Dropping back, looking, fires over the middle. This one is picked, and nothing but green grass down all the way. That's a Trojan pick 6. I believe that's Kai Reisinger.
That was pretty remarkable after the Andrew Wengel pick that was called off, and then Reisinger was able to textbook a pick 6.
Penalty on the field though. This one's near the backfield. Officials conferring. Holding on the offense, Oak Ridge will decline. So that's a pick 6. And looks like we're going to get a kickoff now. Or no, we'll get the extra point attempt for the Trojans.
Excellent play by the Trojans secondary. Able to return it for 6.
So 54-7 pending the extra point, and we've got ourselves another blowout win for the Trojans. Carson Nichols back to kick. Snap, hold, through. So 55-7 with 6 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. Trojans up, and we'll be back for the kickoff. We're back here at Trojan Stadium. Oak Ridge getting ready to kick off after the pick six. Alex Hensley and company ready to go. Hensley sends this one deep. And into the end zone, that's a touchback. So Whitney will get it from the 20, and they had a promising drive going. Capped off by the pick six from Sindler. So no score for Whitney since the first quarter.
See if the Whitney Wildcat offense is able to bounce back after that pick six previous drive.
So Sindler and the offense is set to go, and we got a flag in the backfield. Penalty on Whitney. I think this may be a delay of game. "12 men on the field" is the official penalty, not delay of game. So Sindler has 3 receivers, a tight end, and a running back. And he'll hand this one off to Lorenzo Young with a blocker. Young will get it back to about the 21, so a pickup of 6.
Not a bad decision to run to the outside and able to get a good 6 yards out of it.
So that'll bring up 2nd and 9 from the 21-yard line for the Wildcats. 5 minutes, under 5 minutes. And another handoff to Young. He has blockers, and he'll find his way for a couple more, about 3. So now we've got 3rd and 5. That'll officially go as a 4-yard pickup for Young, taking over running back duties. And student section for Oak Ridge is, I'd say, practically non-existent. There's maybe 1 or 2 rows left of students.
Student section started to vanish around 3rd quarter, so.
Yep, they expected it. And here's Sindler dropping back. He's got pressure, scrambling to his right, and he'll get brought down shy of the line of scrimmage. So I think they'll call that a quarterback scramble attempt, not a sack. But anyways, 4th and 6. The 25, the Wildcats once again send in the punt unit. Snap is a bit high. Punt is up. Trojans are going to signal for fair catch. And that's Guffmiller back there. Oh, and he's getting into it. He called fair catch and then got tackled. But he's going to get the penalty for starting that fight. Not really a fight, so to say. A shoving match would be more accurate.
I mean, he really didn't like it, the way the punting team reacted, and he just didn't tolerate it.
So Guffmiller, I think somewhat, not exactly justified, but he did call fair catch, so he should not be touched after that play. And they're going to wave off the penalties, or they're negating, I think, on both sides. In any case, Welsh hands it off. And up the middle, that's Gage Jones, unlisted on the roster. But he gets the carry. So now at running back, Sebastian Wells, the junior running back. Welsh gives it to Wells, and he's going to get swallowed up. So about a minute left of game here. Trojans just going to run out the clock.
I mean, that's what you gotta do in a ball game with the minute left. Just run out the clock.
So now under a minute. Gage Jones, number 31, is at running back once more. Jones gets the carry up the middle. Big gain on third down. Nearly gets a first, but he will be stopped just shy. No, they'll give it to him. Yes, 1st and 10. Or, yes, first down, but it doesn't matter. Clock is going to expire here in about 10 seconds. So that's your ball game. Oak Ridge 55, Whitney 7. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in here at TPSM. Our crew tonight, Kyle Enriquez working the computer, Brian Sanjorzen, Woden Chomp up on the camera, as well as Chance Miller filling in last minute. And Ethan Nepo, color commentator for the first half, Logan Takeo for the third quarter, and Mason Johnson for the fourth. My name is Charlie Limoncelli. Thank you, everybody, for joining us here at TPSM, and have a wonderful evening.